Bad advice you get from the media, from friends, colleagues, YouTube, and even some financial advisors. So, hey, my name is Joe. I've been retired for 4 years. I'm 58 now, so retired at 54. So, I got some experience with retirement, trying to pass on some of those lessons learned. I also meet with a lot of you as a financial coach, retirement coach. Not a financial advisor, don't give specific advice, but I've worked with about 140 people, and I'm seeing some consistent themes and discussions that we have to change the mindset of these people that are creating their retirement plan, retirement journey. Most of these are financial that I have here. I got 16 of them, but several of them are not. So hopefully you'll learn something along the way. So let's get going. So there, like I said, there's 16 of these. Number one, use the 4% rule. I know you've heard this before. The 4% rule is a guideline. It's based on history. I can't remember the time period, but it was, hey, if you take out 4%, adjust that for inflation, you can survive any 30-year period with 4%. But the 4% may be too high, maybe too low for you based on your personal factors. You may have a large pension, you may have poor health, you may have a lot of one-time spending that you need to do. It's all over the place, and it may not front load as you may want to front load some of your spending based on your go-go years, exciting times in retirement when you're doing a lot of things, maybe wanting to spend a little more money. So I use it as a rule of thumb, just a test to say, are you close to being able to retire? If you need to withdraw like 10%, we may have some concerns. If you're only withdrawing 1%, oh man, you're fine. You need to spend some more money potentially. So the 4% rule, don't let that run your life. As humans, we want simple rules, and retirement is personal. Every single one of the 140 people I've talked to are different. There's different coaching that I give them based on where they are in life, their health, their savings, their expenses, their legacy. Um, so 4% rule. I'll be quicker on most of these. Got to. I can't spend a minute on each one. So, hey, you need to replace 80% of your working income to be able to retire. No, I'm not. Mine's closer to 60, even 55%. It's all based on expenses. You have to calculate your expenses. Hey folks, all you got to do is create a great retirement plan where you use a Monte Carlo simulation, use Excel spreadsheets, or use a comprehensive software package and get to 90% probability, and then just execute your plan. Hey, folks, once you got a plan, I promise you it's wrong. Even if you don't have mistakes in it, life is going to happen and play out differently than you had planned. So you need to constantly be evaluating your plan, updating your plan, adapting your plan. As soon as you create the plan, I recommend you stress test it. So, hey, you got a plan that says it comes out to 95% probability of success. Well, what about dying early? What about having higher expenses? What about having lower rates of return? What about higher inflation? Where does your plan fail? Knowing where it will fail allows you to think about countermeasures you can put in place today and in the future to have that epic retirement plan. So creating your plan is just the beginning. Stress test and adapt along the way. Life happens. As you know, guys, I buy a software package called New Retirement. I've owned it for 2 years. I'm in my third year, actually. And it's by far the best for stress testing, by far the best for taxes. And it's very visual. So you enter your data and you can see your plan year by year. I love it. The folks there are great. If you use the link below, you get two free weeks. So give it a test, see if you like the format. I buy it. Okay, I buy it. So number 4, take Social Security at 62. It may not be solvent, in years to come. I've been hearing this for 40 years. And a lot of people, they depend on Medicare. It's going to be there for them, but Social Security is not. And, they're both government backed. They'll be there. I actually look at Social Security as my best financial asset that I have. Every year that I delay it past 62, if I can, you get about 7% return on that, adjusted for inflation. No risk. It's the best asset that I own. It's far better than the stock market. And a lot of people think, oh, that I can get better returns in the stock market than 7% fixed. Oh, okay. Not without significant risk. It's also, what if you have early death of a spouse and you're depending on Social Security and one of the spouses dies and you lose the lower payment with Social Security. Number 5, if I want to work, or if I need to work rather, to supplement my savings in retirement, to be able to retire, I need to make another $20,000, $30,000 a year. I might as well stay at my current job because I make more money per hour there. I don't think that's good advice. What if you could get a job making $20 an hour, half of what you earn, whatever, but it's a job you enjoy that's very flexible, has no stress with it. It could be much better. I've got videos out there about people becoming an umpire, working at a wine tasting job. Just something you like doing. Maybe it's landscaping, maybe it's consulting, maybe it's producing a YouTube channel, something that's very, very flexible and much less stress than your normal job. Number 6, with stock markets, this time is different. The media just loves this. This time's different. Just tune in, keep tuning in. Bear market drama. This time is really never different, okay? So that's just bad advice when you hear this time is different. Be extra cautious if somebody says that. Markets give a consistent 7 to 10% return. Gosh, hopefully you know that by now. It's a lot of drama in between those those years to average 7 to 10% over 40, 50-year periods of time. Yes, that is true, long periods of time, but 18 months is not a long period of time, okay? And this is a big problem I find with people that use spreadsheets, to model their retirement, is they just put in, 7%. And they say, oh, look, everything solves. I could take out 4%. This grows. It covers one-time expenses. Yeah, that's a big deal. It's not flat, and that's why there are comprehensive software packages out there, and why I wish I would have found New Retirement years earlier. I've spent hundreds of hours making spreadsheets and analyzing them, finding only to discover New Retirement would have cut that time down about 95%, and increased my confidence along the way. Number 8, I should get into real estate to get some passive income. I need some passive income in retirement. So with no experience, I should buy 2 or 3 houses. Guys, that's not my game. It's not my expertise. Even the experts go bankrupt with rental homes. And, if the market's good and rents are increasing and property values are going up, hey, it's great. When they're going down, it can be rough. So it's not, if you're not an expert in it, I don't think that's good advice. Could be for you. Number 9, all you need is 3 to 6 months of expenses outside the market to handle a bear market. Well, that seems a little light to me. 7 of the last 10 bear markets, excluding the one we're in now, excluding the 3-month COVID bear market, looking at more normal ones, 7 of the last 10 were resolved in 4 years, but there were 3 of them that lasted longer than 4 years. So 3 to 6 months will not cover most bear markets. Wouldn't cover the one we're in now here in 2023. Number 10, I do not need a financial advisor, and I combine that with I need a financial advisor. So there's no universal decision. A financial advisor may be great for you. If you want to do the work yourself, and it is a part-time job in retirement, I'll be honest. Managing money is a part-time job, um, but if you're not going to do that work and not wanting to spend, maybe it's 10 hours a quarter looking at your finances and kind of weekly, every other week, maybe kind of keeping current with what's happening in the market. If you're not a junkie for that kind of information, maybe a financial advisor is the right thing for you. But um, it is a part-time job. I'll be honest. Number 11. Hey, my biggest fear is running out of money. You hear that all the time from advisors and YouTube. Oh, biggest fear is outliving your money. I actually think the biggest fear is not retiring as early as you could have. I think that's going to be a regret. Think about when you're 75 years old and you look back. Will you wish you would have worked 2 more years, or do you wish you would have got out of the rat race and others managing your time 2, 3, 4, 5 years earlier? So I think that is the biggest fear that I would have, is I didn't retire early enough. Okay, so now I'm kind of going into a new section here called advice you give yourself. This is advice that's between your ears, and not necessarily hear from others, but working one more year. This is advice number 12, working one more year. Guys, use your software package, use your Excel spreadsheet, calculate your net worth by working one more year, and see how that plays out over the next 10, 15, 20 years. You'll find that it's not that huge. It is a big deal if you're trying to build up your out of the stock market reserves, or out of deferred tax accounts, to be able to retire before like 59 and a half, before you have access to some of those accounts. That can be a bigger deal. But working one more year, I find myself talking to a lot of people about this, about, they're giving me their retirement plan and they're saying they're planning on retiring in 3 years. I go, well, have you thought about retiring today? And yeah, anyway. Advice number 13, again, self-advice. I love my job, so I just keep working, folks. I love my job is code for me to say, one, you're maybe not prepared. Number two, it's the easiest option. The easiest option you have is to work one more year, and then next year work one more year. You do nothing. You just keep on doing the same thing. So be very cautious of giving your self advice that I love my job. If you won the lottery and you won $100 million, would you go into work the next day? Managing your own time. I don't have infinite money in my retirement, but I manage my own time. And I don't value stuff as much as I used to when I was working. It's more experiences and time and doing what I want at lower stress, working on relationships and learning, just managing my own time. So be careful of I love my job advice you're giving yourself. Number 14, self-advice. I did not budget while I'm working. I don't need to start in retirement. Hey, folks, this one means a lot to me. I didn't budget very much while I was working. I was always saving substantial amounts of money. And then in retirement, when you're starting to live off your assets and you need it to last maybe 40 years, this is especially true if you retire early and don't have fixed income coming in, like from a pension, or you're not at Social Security yet. You need to know where your money's going. Need to know where it's going, not only in the your base expenses, like your housing and your gasoline and your food, but also those one-time expenses that come up, like a new roof, new furnace, or travel. So yeah, you need to have some cadence for budgeting, and I've got videos on how I do that. Number 15, self-advice. I plan to do nothing in retirement. Boy, I get more grief on this one than most other videos that I make when I say you got to retire to something, not from something. And, everybody's different. And some people may be able to just go to the beach every day, do absolutely nothing, and 10 years later, they're still fulfilled and happy and joyful. But a lot of those people go back to work, say they're bored, I don't know. I think fulfillment comes from helping others, having a sense of purpose, making a difference, sharing your gift with the world. And I wouldn't be happy doing nothing in retirement. So the best advice I think I can give you that you don't need to take is retire to something, not from something. Number 16. This is almost universal. I'll worry about taxes when I have to pay them. This is a big deal. This advice you're giving yourself, boy, I'm telling you, you need a comprehensive software package or financial advisor to let you look at taxes 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years into the future, because decisions you're making now, low taxes you may be paying now, could turn into monumental taxes you pay in the future. So uh, be wary of your taxes now and in the future. And there are packages out there that make it very easy for you to see and to make great decisions now to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long term. Sorry. So what bad advice have you received? Maybe it's this channel. I don't know. Maybe it's everything I say. Let me know in the comments so everybody can gain from that information. Maybe I'll make a video on something you'd say. Maybe I have to retract something I've said. I'm willing to learn and adapt every day. So let me know in the comments bad advice you receive. This is Joe out.